It's the #1 show in the streets. HoodRich Radio with DJ Scream.
HoodRich Radio, #1 show in the streets. It's time for the superstar check-in, and the one, the only, my family's in the building, David Banner.
Bro, we did it last time. It was
It was a while ago.
It was pretty epic though.
Stirred up a little bit
I
of
did.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it got people pissed off. Bro, you making so many moves now. Can I curse? I don't know.
Yeah,
You can
curse,
say
man.
whatever the hell you want to
he
say.
got so much stuff going on. I don't
Right
know.
here you can curse.
All right,
This
well,
is-
fuck.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah.
First off, congratulations on this body of art.
Man, this
Yeah.
is.
Body of art. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole marketing scheme, it's just needed.
Bro, let me tell you something. I appreciate it. I don't like. It's funny because people are saying that this is a, like marketing scheme. You know, genius. I can't honestly say that I could take credit for that.
Okay.
Because I did something from the heart.
Right.
You know, when I created the God boxes, I knew, because I know how my homies are. A lot of people, it's not that they don't like conscious music, they just don't fucking understand.
Right.
And they're embarrassed not to know. So I say, yo, because the book that I put in there from the Broader Files, it was the book that introduced me to consciousness. So I was like, imagine if I not only got that book, but I got everything, the flag, the clothes, only thing that I didn't put in there now that I regret is something that, like, I wish I would have put something from Dr. Sebe about eating.
Okay.
That was the only aspect.
Okay.
There was something in there about black spirituality. There was something in there about finances.
Nice.
And people was like, bro, we actually had some companies to call us and ask us to work that, like, do something similar for them. And I was like, hold up for a minute.
Right.
Wait, no. Before I said hold up, I said how much.
How much? I was gonna say, wait, did you say how much?
But it was honestly from the heart. And I will say something, man. The God Box is one of the best hip hop albums because people are saying this is my best album, so they won't give it to somebody from the South.
What number is this? Which studio album is this?
I don't know. It's a lot.
You just done a lot.
It's a fucking lot, dude.
Is it 6 or 7?
Because what people don't understand is as Southern artists, usually we get on, like, it's different now because the industry is bigger, so young Southern cats can get on at 17, 18.
Independent album.
Like,
Right.
for the most part, we wasn't getting on. I just got to be honest now. I was 28 when I got on.
Yeah.
I looked awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
thought I was
Yeah.
19,
Yeah.
20.
Right.
But, like, I was actually at the age that Q-Tip retired.
Yeah.
So, like, as a Southerner, a lot of us, we didn't made enough albums, independent albums, to have retired by the time we get. I always tell people we tired by the time we get to the starting line.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
All right, go. You're a major artist
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so, like, I don't know,
good
but what I
point.
will say, this is definitely my best album. But the reason why I was telling you this, those God boxes that I made, I am more proud of that than I am of the album because I'm getting calls like we're transforming people's lives, bro.
That's so dope.
And can you show them the flag? This
That's
is what
so
the people
dope.
are flipping
Yeah.
about. I created our generation, our own Black Liberation flag. You know, and I made it a little bit more shiny just to regular. 'Cause, you know, we like
Yeah.
shiny shit.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
cool.
that's so
That's
nice.
So, like, what's dope about this is, like, I was telling people we're making stuff that can go down in history. Imagine if black people decide to make that their flag.
Right.
Like, a wise man told me one time, it's not what people would think of you in 20 years.
Give everybody give everybody the meaning of this flag, what it stands for, what it means.
Well, this is what I tell. Erica Badu taught me something. I don't want to give people my meaning because I am only the conduit of God's life. Like, it may hit you another way. Like, even in the God box, imagine, I know how Pac made me feel. Imagine if Pac explained this song and it wasn't the way that God was working on me at the time, then I feel like we're not connected.
Yeah.
Like, I know the exact meaning for this flag, but it may have different meanings for other people. But what I will tell people is that we have to treat our flags as if it's a person. I was giving somebody an example. They were surprised to hear this from me. I used to burn the Confederate flag. I used to shit on it. Everything that I possibly could until I understood the true meaning of a flag. The true meaning of a flag represents a nation of people. Okay? So if I want people to respect my nation and what I believe in, then I have to respect theirs unless they're disrespecting me with their flag. Then I'll shit on it.
Then you can
then
shit
I'll
on
burn
it. Yeah.
And as long as it doesn't represent a public place. That's
Yeah.
where white people get it fucked up. I'm not this. You can wear it. You can wear your drawers. You can wear it on whatever you want to. But it shouldn't be a representation of a conglomerate of people. As a state, we're a conglomerate of people. As a nation, we're a conglomerate of people. That's your fucking history, not mine.
Yeah.
We own it.
I like the way
I
you
love
broke
it.
that
I love it.
He interviews
like
himself.
I love it.
There you go, man.
That's called lotion interviewing.
I do want to talk about some of the other endeavors. One thing I really enjoy is the, I think it's the ABF network.
ABFF Independent.
ABFF.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How did you get involved in that? There's some real dope movies, too. Like,
What happened was, Aspire is Magic Johnson's network, and the CEO of the company at the time, or the person who was running the company at the time, was a really good friend of mine. We had met on some business stuff, and we were just like, as two grown men, we're gonna start coming to lunch, sitting down, talking about business. So we became really good friends, and he said, "Brother, I got this television show," and Amari Hatwick. That's when he was going to Power.
right.
He used to be the host of the show.
Yep.
And he was like, "Bruh, I need you. I need you to host this." And then I looked, because as black people, especially in the music industry, and I hate to see our cities as southern cities become like this, because we wouldn't like this. We always be like, "I got you," and motherfuckers don't really got you.
Yeah,
They don't.
yeah,
When you
true,
really need
right,
them, they don't
right.
fucking show up. You a fucking lie.
They don't answer the
You know what I'm
phone.
saying?
Yeah,
Next time somebody say they got you, wait a month and put their ass to the test.
I'm telling you.
But he asked me, and I was like, "Bro, is this really important to you?" He looked me in my eyes and said, "David Banner, it is." I said, "You know what I stand for now." And I want to tell y'all something. This is real. I just turned down a movie.
Look at Screen Face.
That was for a lot of money. That was for a lot of money.
Listening, 'cause I know.
And I turned it down because, and I told him, and I don't think white people are used to a black man that turned down that amount of money.
Right.
I told him that I think my image right now is more important to these children, because what I'm learning, Scream, is like some of these kids, especially these male children, they don't have fathers.
Right.
Yep.
So they're being raised by the internet. So
Yes,
if they want to know
yes.
something manly, they'll look up a David Banner or a Minister Farrakhan or something like that on Breakfast Club or Yo Show. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? They're
Yep.
looking at. So I was like, right now, while I had a God box out, it just didn't feel right in my spirit. So I turned the movie down because I just didn't want to play another dope dealer. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's been my mean, just getting out of jail. That's what
Right.
they're trying to typecast me at.
Right.
And a Asian child told me something one time. He wasn't a child. He was in college. An Asian kid asked me, he said, "Dave Banner, how do you feel that they take your 6'2" frame and use it to scare white America?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "When they cast you in movies, they keep putting you in stereotypical roles so you can help reinforce black fear." And I was like, "Fuck!
Wow.
They tricked me again!"
Yeah.
Actually,
And
yeah.
so
I hear
to
you.
answer
Yeah.
your question, which I forgot.
Which one? The ABFF
Oh, the ABFF
network,
Independent, right.
Which
So-
I saw some amazing independent.
So I
things.
asked him, I was like, "Yo, is this something important to you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you think it'll be in line with what I believe?" And he said, "Yes." And the thing that I gotta say that I love about everybody from Aspire, my hair is long and twisted. You feel what I'm saying? I wear my dashikis. They know what I stand for. Even when I got arrested in D.C., they just asked me, they was like, "Well, when you go to," because it was funny, when I got arrested in D.C., I ended up, for something that ended up getting waived, they deserve what they got from me, but I'm still a grown man before I'm anything. They didn't run away from me. Most networks, especially black folks, when other black people get in trouble, they just leave them out there bad.
Right.
And they stood behind me, and they stand behind what I believe in. They don't necessarily agree with all of it. Shit, I don't agree with all of it. But they stood behind me. So those independent films are actually great independent films who have hit that glass ceiling. That don't have nowhere else to go. So we bring them all together. The only thing that I hate about it is because it's so many films, it's hard for you to get the licensing rights to all of them so we can put it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And push it out to the world.
And
big.
really
I can,
spread it.
Right, and spread it.
Yeah.
But I can get, because I made an independent film. That shit costs a lot. You don't just want
money, right?
Yeah.
give it up to not really know if you're going to get anything back.
Right.
But yeah, ABFF Independent is amazing. And I'm happy to be a part of it. And Aspire has now, they almost like family to me now, so it's dope.
What happens after the God Boss? Now that it's out and it's circulating, it seems like more people are becoming aware of the movement and the product and everything. What happens now?
Let me tell you something, and only because of our relationship. This is the first time in my life, bro, I don't have nothing else to say. I'm sort of scared, bro, because like I can go do some features, but I put my whole. It was almost like the first album. You know, if y'all ever wonder why the second album is whack, it's because you're on tour.
You put your whole
and you ain't lived. Everybody's so quick to stay relevant or try to stay relevant. That's why it would take Mike 2 to 4 years. You had to get your heart broke.
Right, you had to go through something.
Jump on somebody. Because I told one dude one time, he was talking about how much dope he was selling. I was like, you lying, dude. Unless well, I ain't gonna say that part. But I was like, dog, I see a tour schedule. You're not living. You're not living there. I see it. You ain't seen your mama.
Right. How you selling dope?
So not that he's not selling dope, because there's other ways that you can do it. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Right.
But the thing is we end up living a lie, because really all we seeing is hotel rooms and airplanes. We're not really amongst the people. So think about this. No one was expecting the God Box until I started talking about it. So I had literally lived 7 years of a new person. And I'm telling people this, and it's strange, but I'm being honest with y'all. I'm getting to know this new dude. Because although I'm conscious, although I'm very well studied, and it's sad to say, nigga is still my default. And I hate that fucking word, but still to this day, if somebody say something to me in the back of my head, I still get that flash, tear his motherfucking head off. Do this motherfucker know who? And then I go,
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my fucking default. You feel me?
Right.
So for me, this was hard, bro, because I gave my whole fucking life, man. This is something that a lot of people don't know. This is 100% independent. Like, I paid for fucking everything, and I literally, where's the inserts? Like, we literally paid 3 times as much. Jasmine actually helped me order some of the stuff for the album. She'll tell you, like those flags, it would have been half cheap. It would have been half cheaper if I would have just printed. Most flags are printed on one side. I said I wanted to print on both sides.
Right. It's only right.
Because think about this. We have to be honest. And I think I said this on your show last time. Most black people don't like being black. Whether we admit it or not, most black people look at themselves through the eyes of white people. So we judge ourselves the way and misjudging us the way that white people do. So when we hear independent, especially when it's black, we think low quality.
Yep.
We think that it's not good. So everything about the product, you know, even the shirts. I know black folks like shiny shit. You know what I'm saying?
You made
sure
sure.
I got my tags on it.
You got the size on it and
every
everything.
fucking thing. This shit is awesome.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
More than just an album, it's an experience. One thing that really caught me when I first saw the track list and your features.
Yeah.
Like how?
I know. I was thinking the same
So,
thing.
how? So let me tell you this. All right, one thing. I gotta be honest, and I can't say their names.
Okay.
There were some extremely big people on this album who heard the rest of the album
and they didn't
and got afraid.
Okay.
Right. There was a person that didn't show up like to some really big shit. So what I decided to do is pull back, and I went and got people who I know I could depend on. People who would show up. Like me and CeeLo had an opportunity to sit down and talk, and what happened with CeeLo was that he did this freestyle on Sway. It was the dopest freestyle I ever heard in my life. It was about the creation of white men.
Okay.
And then he went in from the creation. Did you hear that? And then he transformed into talking from a white man's perspective, all in one verse about black people killing themselves. And I was like, shit, can I have that verse?
That's a beat.
CeeLo was actually just gonna start off with that verse a cappella. And then I don't know what happened. He was like, Banner, I want to give you something original.
Right.
And he ended up doing it. And he ended up telling me that. And sometimes you don't know that people are a fan to you.
Right.
You know, people are watching.
Are really
what you
watching.
Because that's what happened with me and Black Thought. Black Thought said, you know, Dave Banner, this is not about music. I'm not doing this feature because of music. I'm doing this feature because I care about you. Watch the Duck. Jesse from Watch the Duck. I don't know if y'all know Watch the Duck.
Yeah, shouts out
they
to
were
Watch the
one
Duck.
of the groups that made me want to do music again.
Wow.
You know, when I heard their first single popping off, it was so fucking creative. The kids was
I
dancing.
mean, Washington
and,
Duck is on 2 records, not just one.
yeah, like
Talented cats.
and Raheem Devon is, to me, he represents in R&B what I represent in hip hop.
Hip-hop, yeah.
And what's funny is when Raheem Devon was on the terrorist list, building list in New York for his record company at the same time I was on Universal.
Okay.
I couldn't go in the building without being escorted. And he had the same thing on Sony.
Coming
Right.
factor.
And so it was sort of like a synergy. And Cap G, actually, funny enough,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's.
I met him here.
You met him,
Yeah.
okay,
I
in the
met-
studio.
I met
In
him
the studio.
here.
Right.
And KP, who was actually an
Right.
executive producer on the album.
Okay. That makes
Shouts out to Kawan.
He just really believed in him, bro. And
Yeah,
so-
Tree Sound Molly as one of the co-executive producers.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I spent so much money on this album. All this this was my money.
Right.
You gotta think I
Right.
spent over 6 figures on the album during the time that rap isn't selling, during the time that people are not really focusing on conscious music either.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I can't even sit here and lie to you. My money got low.
But
Yeah.
but it has to be gratifying. I mean, outside of the financial part,
Yeah.
like you said, now you feel like you got it off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anything that you now something will happen where you'll be re-inspired to say more, but it's off your
Yeah.
chest.
You wanna know what's gratifying? I was in a pop-up shop in Birmingham and a grandmother was singing my Uzi. That was fucking gratifying. She knew the lyrics.
Okay.
That
Like
is,
full fucking real. And I want to tell y'all
yeah.
something. This is the most gratifying thing in my whole entire career. So regardless of whatever kind of rapper you are, it's always some kind of heat around rap. Even if you're a gospel rapper,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You beefing with the
Other gospel.
gospel rappers, right? So when I go to my pop-up shops, when I go to my lectures, and my lectures are heated, bro, people bring their families. Like for a man to bring his wife and his child,
Right.
like that's saying a whole lot about how much black people trust me. And something somebody told me that really shook me. He said, David Banner, there's not too many conscious or revolutionary rappers that black people support.
I've
Right.
also
You know?
seen on social media. I've seen this tweet before that the only entertainers I trust are David Banner and Killer Mike. I've seen that tweet before. They only trust y'all. Like, if y'all say go do it, they might not even understand why they're doing it. But it's kind of like you guys have put yourself in a space of leadership.
Yeah. But let me tell you something, and I want to say this especially about Killer Mike. This is something that I wanted to talk about on your show. That is bothering me, though. What bothers me is, though, the people that we put in leadership positions, we don't support them. Like, it took Killer Mike to go off somewhere else
Yeah.
and become successful. Like, he should have been able
In
to
a whole
get,
nother market.
he should have
One of
been
the
able to get
best
right.
ever, right,
I'm
right.
still might write this paper. I was going to write a paper that say we don't deserve Killer Mike, and that shows you how much he loves us. That he will take what he went and got by himself without the support of his people. You know, and it's crazy because you end up going to find your money somewhere else. Because, like, I'll be honest with you, you know what I do for a living. I make my money from Disney, Mercedes-Benz. I score movies and commercials. That's how I make money. But it's like just remember when I told y'all most black people don't like being black. This is an
Right.
example of that. Donald Trump is a leader of a certain subsection of white people, right?
Right.
That's where he makes his money from his constituencies, or doing business with that constituency.
Right.
Every other group of people, their leaders, they die rich. Malcolm died with $400 to his name. Martin Luther King children are hawking off his Bibles and shit. Harry Belafonte and his friends supported the money for Martin Luther King for the most part. Why in the fuck do we run and give our money to the people who treat us the worst? All my pop-up stores, I tell people this and I fuck their head up because I go to the small towns first. We went to We go to South Carolina first. We Alabama first. I'm going out. As a matter of fact, I still haven't had a lecture in Atlanta on purpose. Because this is where people always run to, the bigger cities, but it's the smaller cities like Charleston, South Carolina, who had 2 murders of innocent black people. They shot people in the church, and then they shot the black man running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going there to help. So when I showed up to Charleston, it was close to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
People are looking for consciousness, but we want to run to the places where people already got support and love.
It's HoodRich Radio. You better not change the station.